soles of my feet were frozen and my corn was already killing me. I got on the elevator with 3 couples. I decided right then and there that I wasn't going to let them bother me. Not tonight. If I'm lucky, next year I'll be one of the envied. They mumbled a hello, but I said a loud and cheery, Happy New Year. I was taking off my leather gloves when the elevator doors opened, and we were facing a man sitting behind a long table. He was putting money and tickets into a metal box. Lionel didn't mention anything about having to pay. How much is it? I asked the man. For you, sister, $20. I handed him a 20 and smiled. Then I went to check my coat and walked over to the doorway that led to a huge ballroom. There were balloons and crepe paper everywhere and about 200 people. I saw the DJ perched on a platform. The music was loud, oldies but goodies. Only a few people were on the dance floor. All Lionel had said was that he'd be wearing some snakeskin cowboy boots and one of those cowboy ties with silver tips on the end. It had a name, but I forgot what it was. No sign of him anyway. I took a deep breath, sucked in my stomach, pretended I weighed 10 pounds instead of 135, and strolled around the room. Yo, mama, can I follow you? I heard, but I didn't bother to look up. Then a few more steps. How'd you like to bring in the new year with me, baby? I kept walking. Sister, you wearing the hell out of that blue suede dress. Can I take you home with me? I ignored him and worked my way through the crowd until I finally came to the bar. I'll be glad when these men learn that if they want to get a grown woman's attention, this is not the way to do it. I really felt like dancing, but I didn't dare ask anybody, not knowing if he belonged to somebody or not. There was one thing I did know. If I didn't see this Lionel in the next 20 minutes or if nobody decent asked me to dance, I was going home to watch Dick Clark. I was shifting my weight to my right foot because the corner of my left toe was throbbing when I felt a run in my pantyhose zip down my thigh. Shit. That's why I hate these things. If I could get back half the money I've spent on pantyhose, I'd be rich. I looked down to see how far it had gone, and out of the corner of my eye, saw a pair of cowboy boots attached to a set of rather long legs. I looked up and saw this hunk, this handsome hunk with mixed gray hair, a mixed gray mustache, and a neat mixed gray beard. He was wearing a cowboy tie with silver tips. This couldn't be Lionel, I thought. But he smiled at me with his pearly whites and gave me that, "Are you who I think you are?" look. I smiled back. He was talking to a bunch of guys, and he patted one on the shoulder, then walked over toward me. Savannah? Lionel? Instead of shaking my hand, he gave me a hug. During the 2 seconds that he squeezed me, I was thinking, there is a God, and he's watching over me tonight. Finally, we meet, he said. What a pleasant surprise. So, how long have you been here? You enjoying yourself? I've been here about an hour, and yes, I'm having a pretty good time. It's a nice party. Good, he said. He was looking at me like he hadn't expected me to look quite this way either. I sucked in my stomach and tried to poke my chest out as subtly as I possibly could and prayed he wouldn't ask too many questions that would require me to breathe in order to answer them. Can I get you a drink? He asked. Where are you sitting? Well, I'm not sitting anywhere in particular, and sure, I'll have a glass of wine. White or red? I was thrilled that he had sense enough to ask. White Zinfandel, thanks. Be right back, he said. Don't move. I had no intention of moving. I already liked his style. You sure look beautiful tonight, he said a few minutes later, handing me my wine. I thought I would go right through the floor. I blushed and said the softest thank you known to mankind. Would you like to join me at my table? Sure, I said, and followed him. There were a few obvious couples and 3 empty chairs. We sat down. So, he said, how long have you been in Denver? 3 years. Do you like it here? It's okay, but I'm moving to Phoenix at the end of February. Phoenix? Why Phoenix? Well, I got a better job offer. What kind of work do you do? Well, for the last 3 years, I've been doing PR for the gas company, and I'll be doing the same thing except at a television station. Interesting, he said. Not many of us out there, is it? Not many of us in Denver either, but that didn't stop us from coming, right? You got a point. Well, I hear Arizona's beautiful. You sure you can take that heat? Let me put it this way. I'd rather be too hot than too cold any day. He started laughing. I didn't think that what I'd just said was all that funny, but I started laughing too like a fool. Just then, Billy Ocean's Caribbean Queen came on. I used to love to dance to that song.